Chris Old's Beckett Sports Card Monthly here. Yet another Rippin' Retail Retro box, a $5 special. And this time it's a little football. And this thing is so fresh it's not even funny, even though it's 20-something years old. This box is literally just glowing. It's not damaged at all. Fresh from a sealed case, opened for the very first time. 1991 Pro Set Series 1. This box is absolutely glossy. So, slightly damaged, of course, from a couple decades in a case, but it's just so clean. Oh, the plastic's so shiny. It's pristine. Not really, but I'm going to make it not so pristine. I'm going to tear this bad boy apart. I'm going to go all Dexter on it. Ow. The plastic was so smooth I couldn't actually pull it very easily, so I decided I'd blade it. 1991 Pro Set. Probably the beginning of the end for that company, maybe. Arrived in 1989. Peaked in 1990, if you ask me, and was gone by 1993. This was a error-filled series, so maybe we'll see some error cards in this here box. These boxes were weirdly designed. They're not your traditional pull tab. They're a tearaway, which then you awkwardly pop up at the top and then fold back in. Very weird. Basically a wax box that's not really usable as storage afterwards. And since I have my tweeps with me for my 4th straight box busters or Rippin' Retail today on Sunday, I said I'd offer some shout outs. So Last Natural 34, Cameron, I'm glad you're watching. Well, you're not really watching yet, but I bet you'll be watching now. So to get these out of the box, I had to mangle the box. What a shame. There's only 1.8 billion of those left to go. Slightly funky baggy. These are basically literally baggies. Almost the same exact texture as garbage bags. And, the inside cards haven't exactly aged well at times themselves. Actually, these look pretty smooth in terms of the cuts. The old Pro Set blades were always pretty ragged. John Elway looks pretty good there on card 1 of pack 1. I'll see if I can recall some of the errors as I go through these. This card had a bunch of weird errors with the positioning of the logo at the top. I'll have to check into that later. These are really clean. Then again, Pro Set was in Dallas. Maybe this was a early case off the run. Maybe the blades were perfectly sharp. Some clean cards here. Maybe I'll be careful and watch as I go along. Maybe I'll pull some Gem Mint 10s. Each pack has a World League insert card, oddly. Mark May. World League of American Football. Later became, I think, NFL Europe. But was not really at the time of this, so kind of weird. Anyway, I will rip away here. Pro Set, as I said on my 89 video, which was pretty rough if you haven't watched it. Pro Set is one of those brands I can't help but rip it if the price is right. This was a $5 box. Alabama Crimson Tide, Greg Gilbert. I knew that name. There's lots of highlights in this one, but I'll hold off on trying to rattle off some of them. I'll wait until we pull them and talk about them then. But overall, this is a pretty low-key, heavy bleed photos, very simple fronts. Backs are about the same as other Pro Set brands from the past. Or at least it's an offshoot in 1990. Here's a Jim Harbaugh card. Nice photograph. The Gulf War back in the day makes an appearance. Soldiers watching the Super Bowl. Ah, yes, one of the things that made 1991 and Pro Set in general unique, referee cards. As the official card of the NFL, there were lots of quirks and interesting things. How about a Super Bowl replay card showing some highlights? Artist cards, Merv Corning art. Charles Haley. Ah, here we go. That's cool. One of the short printed insert cards in this one. Very clean cut, but it's got a little bit of surface issues. Walter Payton, cool card. Always good to see some of those in there. Hopefully that doesn't mean this early on we won't see any others. Never know. I'll keep ripping. After my fourth box, but this is my fourth rip and retail today, my rambleitis is a little down. Eric Dickerson. These are clean, very clean. Another Alabama player, Bobby Humphrey. Jimmy Johnson, not the NASCAR driver, of course. Neon Dion. Sometimes you got some interesting photographs in Pro Set. Here's one that sort of seems like it's a botched photo, but it's really not, but it still seems like it is. And there are others. There's a set of Heisman winner cards. Tim Brown. Obviously, the Ty Detmer card later in this one is a key card from back in the day. It was actually made before he was done with college. Chris Zorich. Lomas Brown. Another World League card. Lots of errors. Errors and variations were huge, and up until maybe 92-ish. Pro Set printed plenty, fixed lots of errors, kept the presses running a lot. Back-to-back Alabama guys, let my bias shine through. Richard Williamson, Cornelius Bennett, because I know all you guys want to do is see the Alabama guys. Alfred Williams. Tons of, okay, let's see. Here's a Warren Moon. I'll have to go back and check off camera. Boomer Esiason. And the backs of this subset, think about it, drug awareness and things, all kinds of errors and variations and formatting changes on these. If I remember correctly, this might be a later printing, actually, given how the formatting was there, but I won't know until I hit some of the obvious errors. Back in the day, some of them were pretty expensive. A few hold their value today, but you'd be surprised. People are buying these things up, looking for them. Man, these are clean. None of the bad trim jobs or kind of the front edges are always rough on Pro Set. These look very good. These are grading worthy. How about that? Ty Detmer. Nice looking card. I'll set that off to the side. Trying to think of some other highlights. Not a lot of rookie action going on here. Series 2 is much stronger. Steve Young. Bruce Smith, not one of his best looking photos, even though he's probably celebrating a sack. Dave Beckett. Barry Sanders. Heisman card. See if it's clean. Little corner ding action. Another card that actually has been big the last couple years, or at least after her death. Whitney Houston's first card. Showing her singing at the Super Bowl. That's one of those things because of the NFL's ties with this company. They were the official sponsored brand. They got to do some things other companies didn't. Jason Garrett, Dallas Cowboys coach, as a player in the World League. This is a fun rip. Like I said before, Pro Set's kind of my kryptonite. 91 is not my favorite year. I like 1990 better. But this box is very clean. Definitely glad I ripped into them because there could be some good potential here. Tex Schramm. 2 Joe Montana cards back to back. I'll show those off real fast. This is since it was a sealed case, it may not have been banged around much. Obviously, like I said, Dallas was the home of Pro Set. Apparently, it was this massive bunch of old wax was a part of a collection that had been sitting in storage for a while from one former collector / dealer. So perhaps this is one of the cases that had a little less wear and tear through the years. Maybe that'll pay off for me. I don't know. I don't do a ton of grading, but if you see a key card that's too clean, maybe you got to try. I mean, I did that with a different card, different set a couple weeks ago, and I'll be finding out soon how it came out. Not much going on in this one. Some decent names, but nothing to show. Series 2 is much stronger. It has Brett Favre's rookie card. All the other rookies. Here's one of the errors. Darian Connor. Drafted second round 1990. I believe that's the corrected version, if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave that one out to the side just to check. Earl Campbell. Nice looking card there. Mike Riley and the Birmingham Fire. 2 World League cards in one pack. Be jealous. And Mike Riley, Alabama. Like I said, the Pro Set cards back in the day were always, they were printing them so quickly that sometimes the quality control got out of hand. You could literally open a pack and have front edges looking just ragged, chipped, nasty, awful looking cards. These look very good. Christian Okoye, pretty big name from the past. And basically just comes down to shipping or chipping while shipping or packaging. Jim Kelly, I think that had an error on it. I don't have my error list in front of me or anything. 2 more World League cards. But they literally broke the seal on a sealed case today, $5 a box. If it was an error case, I might go back and pick up a couple more just for the chase of it all. Not much going on there. Now, if it was 1990, I would have been cleaning up. I bought about 6 boxes today. You'll see a few of them already on the website. Derek Thomas, I'll set to the side. Alabama star. More still here to come. One more after this one. Here's a Bo Jackson. That top edge is a little rough. More toward what you'll see later, or in many other boxes. But like I said, this box is very, very clean. Cards are just as clean. This is definitely one of those high-grade territory type situations. And not a lot of Pro Set stuff is easily graded either. As I'm getting deeper in the box, there's a little bit of dingage, but not a ton. Still very, very clean. Here's Bo Jackson's infamous injury. That was a game changer of sorts. Sunday night about 9 o'clock. The Twitters are quite quiet on the interwebs. Anthony Munoz talk what was it? Talk about it? I don't even. My Spanish is down today. Piensalo. I know that card had some variations. John Carter. I don't know why that name rings a bell, but it does. Next pack. About halfway through the box. Pulled the Walter Payton, so odds are some of the other inserts probably aren't going to be in here. Although I don't recall off the top of my head that many in this series. Dan Marino. Very clean. Joe Montana highlights. Set that aside. Russell Maryland. The Outland Trophy winner. Lots of trophy. It was a Heisman set. It was a trophy winners set this year. Several of the Heisman guys were shown though. But Pro Set was, like I said, my kryptonite. I bought a ton of it. I'll still pick it up if the price is right. $5 definitely was right for me this time. Boomer. Definitely a corrected box. Derek Thomas. The error on this card has that Chiefs helmet as a different team. So this is definitely not the error boxes. This looks like it's toward the end, actually, probably. But that might not be a bad thing. Set aside a couple more cards that I think had errors. Because sometimes the corrections can be tougher to find than those errors. So you never know. Mike Lynn, the CEO of the World League. Goofy cardboard. I'm trying to get these organized without mangling them. Or at least get them stacked to where I can reach here. Get myself organized, or organized for later. Steve Atwater. Great photograph on this one. Bart Oates. Jerry Glanville. Mike Singletary. Nice photo. It's a simple, really understated design for this year. Probably too simple. It kind of blends in. The following year they did something similar too. And it just kind of, there isn't much to it, unfortunately. Troy Aikman. And of course, Pro Set, they made tons of the cards. So finding the high grade Pro Set cards probably still would do okay, but they're still not going to be immensely expensive. They just made way too much of this to where it's, everybody can still find some, which is a good thing too. Just doesn't help your value. Here's another cool picture from the back in the day. Eric Green. Art Shell. Jerry Markbright. Rod Woodson. Hey, look at there. I got a second of the rarer inserts. Pro Set Special number 2. Red Grange. That's cool. I can dig it. 2 and 1. That'll work. That may be both, actually. I don't recall, but who knows? Derek Thomas. Gary Clark. Clarence Verdun. Not much going on. But Pro Set had 3 series, Series 1, Series 2, and then a high series update set. Darian Connor, still a correction. Bummer. Sometimes you'll get both versions in a box. Earl Campbell. John Carter again. Does look like the collation's a little better in this box than my 89 box. The 89 box was pretty streaky, as you may have seen. Here's a guy you haven't probably thought about in a while. Don Mikowski. Put up several good years. Bo Jackson. Boom. I'm definitely going to look a little closer at some of these cards, see if they're grading worthy. I don't own any Pro Set cards graded. I own plenty of Pro Set. But these look good. You never know. There's some crazy collectors out there chasing some of these. They're printing. They're printing variations, but they're not cataloged variations. There's lots of quirky, just color weirdness in a lot of boxes, and or a lot of cards, because printing spots or things go wrong in the process, or they fix it over time, and some people are calling them full-on variations. Beckett doesn't recognize a lot of them, but the odd part is somebody's buying them, so somebody's interested. My interest in Pro Set is very quick and easy. I like to rip the packs, see what kind of bonus cards pop out. And Marino again. Look for errors, but that's about it. I don't go too crazy. I like looking for the errors. That's a fun part of the early 1990s junk wax era. Foot's falling asleep. Bernie Kosar. Here's one of the oddball cards. Pro Set Gazette Update. I don't know if this was a variation officially or not, but there's an added blurb in the upper corner. So maybe that's a little bit tougher to find of an update. Another Derek Thomas Sachs card. Still the correction. Randall Cunningham, one of the coolest plays back in the day. I think that had a variation, so I'll check it out. Merrill Hodge. About a fourth of the box left. Anthony Munoz. Here's a great one from back in the day. Sterling Sharp. Big fan of him. I got his autograph through the mail. Great name, Tunch Ilkin. Good name from the past. Another good photograph from back in the day. Eric Dorsey. probably don't remember much of the player for most of you. Another card that has some variations going on with it, but I don't remember exactly what it is. This guy, Daryl Fullington. I think it was just the photos shifted around or something. Troy Aikman. Another card that was pretty hot back in the day because he didn't actually go on to play in the NFL. And this is also looks like it could be a nice grade. Raib Ishmael. Notre Dame collectors, they're still out there and they still love the guy. Next pack. Apparently, according to Twitter here, some of my followers who I told I'm doing a 91 Pro Set break are happy. Jack Del Rio. Here we go. Randall Cunningham. Very clean card. Keep preaching it, but it's when you see ugly Pro Set, you know ugly Pro Set. When you see clean Pro Set, it's kind of interesting. These are clean. Here's Mark Kelso with his padded helmet. Gotta love that. That's definitely different. You don't see that. You don't see that a lot back then. Maybe we should have. Bruce Matthews, Hall of Famer. Michael Irvin, great photograph. Another cool card. Andre Ware. Set that aside. Nick Lowry. Some of the highlight cards. I think this card also had a variation. I think they took the logo, one of the logos off the back because there's a gap there that makes me think that's what it is. Warren Moon. Roman Gabriel as a coach in the World League. You should see the pile of wrappers I have on the floor after 5 wax boxes. It'd be crazy. Bill Belichick. Technically a rookie card if coaches had rookie cards. Mark Duper. Barry Word. Oh my word. Haven't heard that name in a while. Jane Novacek. Next pack. Roddy Hampton. Jim Kelly. I know he had a lot of variations, and I think that logo on the back missing is solid. I need to go check my my lists. I want to say maybe some of these are tougher pulls. Yeah, normally there's a PA logo. Huh. It's been a while. I should have checked it before I pulled this, but didn't happen. Here's another card. I want to say that this is a draft preview type situation because this card's numbered really high. It'd be pretty cool if I pulled 3 of them in one box. I don't think that's the norm. Russell Maryland, Cowboys, card number 694. I think they updated that for when Series 2 came out. So that's cool. I can dig that too. Barry Sanders, painting card. 2 packs to go. Tom Rathman. Wade Wilson. Jerry Rice. John Hanna, Alabama, Hall of Famer. Chan Gailey. How many Cowboys coaches can you have in one Pro Set out of the World League? Last pack. Art Shell, Wayne Fonts. Roger Craig, Mark Carrier. Now here's a nice one. Emmitt Smith, Pro Set Offensive Rookie of the Year, card number 1. Last but not least, I'll end on the Emmitt Smith, but then give you the lower note. Scott Ernie, the World League. So a $5 trip down memory lane for football collectors. The condition of this was quite cool. I may have to check them out closely, as I've said 4 or 5 times already. 3 bonus cards in one box. That's a win. Overall, Pro Set, fun. If you can find them for $5 a piece, I'd say rip into them too, because even if you have them, you might find something among all the quirky cards and the variations that you haven't seen in a while or even seen before. So, until next time, Chris Olds, Beckett Media, just keep ripping.